Hello, my name is Tech Sergeant Joseph Brecco, and today we're going to go over the lowboy trailer, okay? The task at hand for today is that we're going to unload this bulldozer, the uncoupling process of the actual neck of the lowboy trailer with the deck of the lowboy trailer. We're going to go over those steps. We're going to go over taking vehicles off and then onto the lowboy trailer, some do's and don'ts there. Recoupling of the gooseneck with the bed of the trailer. And last, we're going to go over recoupling of the deck and the gooseneck of the lowboy trailer. The first thing to consider when getting ready to unload a lowboy trailer is to make sure that your tractor is parked as straight and in line with that trailer as possible. That will really ease the coupling and the uncoupling process. As you can see here, I've made sure that my tractor and my trailer are nice and straight and in line with each other. And if that means you have to pull up once or twice to really make sure that you're straight and use that spotter, that's what we have to do. Once your tractor and your trailer are straight and in line with each other, the next step that we're going to do is going to be to fire up the engine on our lowboy trailer. Now this engine is very similar to a lawnmower engine. There's a couple features that I'm going to point out right now. The first is going to be the electrical on and off switch. That's a red switch. Make sure that that's in the on position. The next is going to be the choke. If you're starting your engine cold, make sure that this switch is in the choke position. After you start your engine, go ahead and remove that from the choke position further to the right to get those RPMs up and going. Next is going to be our throttle. Our throttle is going to determine how high our engine is revving. Start that relatively low, but then boost it up when it's time to get going. And then before you shut it off, make sure to lower that back down. Next is going to be our actual handle that we're going to pull start the engine. And finally is the fuel switch. This is a black lever. Make sure that is in the off position when you're finished. And that is your fuel fill point right up top. Here is your hydraulic fluid fill point for the actual hydraulic fluid for the lowboy trailer stored right there in that tank. Once you're ready to uncouple and your engine's running, the first thing that we're going to do is lower down the lift arm, okay? This arm is going to support the weight of the gooseneck on your tractor as you disconnect. And so as you can see, we're going to take a piece of wood, we're going to put that on the back frame of the tractor, and we're going to lower down this lift arm so that the lift arm is supporting the weight of the gooseneck on the tractor. When you're first getting ready to uncouple the gooseneck from the deck, you're going to notice that your trailer is in ride safe position. Ride safe position means that the weight of the trailer is going to be held on one of these blocks. To get them off the blocks, we first have to raise the lowboy trailer up, move those weight bearing blocks out of the way, and then lower it down to the ground. This piece needs to be perfectly in the center of this eyelet. So we're going to keep pressing that lever until there's a gap between here and below, okay? Okay, so after your trailer's uncoupled, the next step is going to be loading the trailer, okay? There's a couple things that we're going to look at. Our equipment today is going to be a 10K standard forklift. This has to get shipped across the UK, and so we're going to put this on this lowboy trailer today. This is not the ideal type of surface to load this forklift on. So what we're going to do, we're going to utilize some dunnage. So first thing we're going to do is set the ramps up, get them in position, then we'll drive this forklift up on this trailer. Okay, so after our vehicle is loaded, the next thing we have to do is take our truck and recouple it back to our lowboy trailer. This is why making sure that your truck is parked straight is so important, because right now our gooseneck needs to fit perfectly on these two load-bearing blocks right now, okay? And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have an operator in the truck, I'm gonna spot him straight back. We have to make sure that both of those loops hit each of these pins, and that center kingpin comes straight back into this hole here. So during the coupling process, we back the truck back to the deck. What we notice is a big gap right here. So what we're gonna do now is fire up that engine, and we're gonna lower this so that these two plates are touching each other before we couple. Let's do that now. So, if we did everything right, I should be able to push that air release button. And this pin should fall straight down. Let's try that now. That's okay. So as you can see, that pin didn't go straight down. So what we have to do is adjust the neck to make sure that pin sits nice inside the hole. Good. That's me. So what I had to do was adjust my lift arm. By adjusting it and making sure that the angle is right, that kingpin was able to go right down into that hole. So right now we're coupled. So what we're gonna do is raise this lift arm up and get this piece of wood out of there. From there, we're gonna continue with our coupling procedures. We're gonna recouple our air and electric. Make sure that there's no dirt in there. After that, we have to get the trailer back into ride safe mode. To do that, we're going to utilize our gooseneck lever. The first thing we're going to do is raise this trailer up. These 5 load-bearing block positions will determine how tall your trailer is or how high it is off the ground, how much clearance you have. We're going to try to get it into this 3rd block right here. No good! Gotta go higher. Now that it's in the correct space, you do not need to lock it with this. The weight of the trailer will hold it in place. I'm going to utilize my gooseneck lever and put it back down. At this point in time, my trailer is in ride safe mode. My air and electric is connected. All the weight is right here. I have plenty of clearance off the ground. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn off that engine, secure my load, and we're going to be on our way. After your vehicle is chained out and secured, you should be good to go. Just remember that if you get any tight spots, you can adjust the height of your trailer. And remember, you're driving the low boy, okay? This is a very long combination. 3 axles in the back, longer than a normal 40-foot trailer. So be careful while you're driving. Here in the UK, our roads are really tight, and so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this American truck off the trailer, we're gonna put on one of our local man units, okay? And so today we're gonna go over the procedures for coupling and uncoupling this lowboy trailer with the truck. The first thing that we're gonna do is put some dunnage underneath this trailer. This is a relatively heavy trailer, especially when it has a load on it. And so we don't wanna dig into this asphalt, because asphalt really isn't that hard, it's pretty soft. And so all we're gonna do is take the plank. It could be a broken pallet, it doesn't have to be anything big. Just something to help disperse that weight out and give it a little something for this trailer to bite into is gonna be just fine. We're gonna put this one under here, and then I have this nice board we're gonna put on this other side. And that's it. So next what we have to do is actually get this trailer back onto the ground. To do that, we have to first raise this up. We have to move this block out of the way, and then we have to lower it back down to the ground. To do that, of course, we have to start our engine, so I'm gonna do that now. What I'm going to look for now is that the pressure is taken off of my 5th wheel. I don't want a lot of pressure on the 5th wheel of my truck. And so as I adjust this gooseneck, and you see me go up, as I go up, there's more pressure on the 5th wheel. So I'm going to put this back on the ground, and I'm going to watch my 5th wheel. I'm going to watch the suspension on my truck and see as that suspension starts to rise, that's how I know that the pressure is off my 5th wheel. Once that's done, I'm going to disconnect my air and electric, I'm going to pull that kingpin, and I'm going to slowly drive out. still some pressure on that fifth wheel. Let's see what we can do about it. As I'm moving this gooseneck lever, we can look at our pistons up top. When our pistons are moving up like that, that means that we're putting more pressure on the fifth wheel. When I lift the lever up, we see our pistons are going down. That means our gooseneck is raising off the tractor. At that point, that's as far as it'll go. And at that point, we know that the low boy is holding onto its own neck and supporting itself. Our tractor is not supporting the weight of this gooseneck, so I can pull forward no problem. Next, we're going to show you how to recouple this trailer back to the truck. We're now going to take our load blocks and raise them up. Remember, never put your feet underneath the trailer. Now that we're nice and high, come on. Our trailer is now in ride safe mode. I'm going to go ahead and turn the engine off, and you're ready to roll.